Hey guys, JohnMadLabs here. Now, one or two of you may have seen my making a keypad project. The big problem with that video though is that the firmware on the Arduino Pro Micro worked on Arduino, which is the default operating system. But there's a big problem with that firmware. You see, when I press a key, and I have to wait for the delay to press it again, otherwise it's going to spam my entire Word document with the letter Z, if that's what I configured it to do. Or, if I make the delay too big, it's going to be so unresponsive that I can barely use it. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about, just check out that video right there, and this will give you all the background information you need in order to get right into this project. Now, what I'm going to do is show you how to put QMK onto your Arduino Pro Micro so that you don't have to worry about anything being weird or stupid or incompatible because some programs can't actually work with the Arduino keypad. So, let's get into it. Okay, now the first thing you want to do is open the official QMK setup guide, which will kind of help you set up everything. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure you have a plain text editor like Notepad on Windows. If you don't have it, just install Sublime Text or VS Code, and then you'll be ready to go. Then you need to install QMK Toolbox from this link right here. QMK Toolbox will basically help you flash your firmware, and I already have it installed, so I won't show you how to do it here. And the last thing you need to install is MSys2 from the MSys2 homepage right here. All you need to do is click on this link to install the installer, and then just open it and follow all the steps. So after you're done with that, make sure you close all the MSys2 tabs, and then you want to go to type to search and find MSys2 64-bit. Make sure it's a 64-bit, not the 32-bit. And open it. And then what you need to do is copy this code right here. Just copy the first line and paste it into MSys2. And then press enter and leave your computer for about 5 minutes while everything installs. Now, as you can see, mine says warning, everything skipped, because I already did this step. Then you want to copy the second line of code right here, and then paste that into MSys2 as well. And then press enter, and wait for it all to install. Now, keep in mind that this process takes kind of a long time, so just leave your computer and don't touch it, or else you're going to have extreme anxiety that everything is going wrong and that you messed everything up, when in fact, everything is going just fine. And another quick tip is that this tutorial will only work on Windows, and I have not tried this on macOS or Linux. And the last thing you need to do is set up QMK. So just open MSys2 and type in QMK setup, and then press enter. And if any question pops up asking yes or no, always answer yes. Okay, so what you want to do is go to keyboardlayouteditor.com and then delete all the keys you see on the screen. And then you want to click the add key button for however many keys you have. So I have 10, so I'll click it 10 times. Make sure it's all in one row or in one column. And then just for the sake of it being easier, I'm just going to number each one so I know which one is which. Don't worry, we're going to be deleting these later. Next, you want to click on the raw data tab right here. Copy all of this raw data, go to kbfirmware.com and paste it and click import. Then you just want to make sure everything looks good, everything's all in one row, all your numbers are there, and then you just want to click compile, download zip. Then you want to open that zip file, and then you want to go to QMK firmware, keyboards, KB, and then drag KB into downloads. Go back to downloads and delete the zip file. And there you go. This is the base where you'll be working on. So you want to go to the keymap folder and then the default folder and then to this text file, and then you want to delete all of the stuff until you're left with this. If these are the keys you already want, you can skip this step and go to the next one. But if they're not, you can always go to QMK and go to the full list of all the characters that you could possibly put into here. You can do letters, numbers, modifiers, function keys, everything, including things that you couldn't even do on Arduino. Well, let's say you want a modifier. Well, they got that too. If you go to the modifiers section, it will show you all the different modifiers you can do. Just to make it even easier, I made a little table here showing which 4 letters or single letter corresponds to which modifier. So you would put your modifier and then your symbol, letter, number, whatever in parentheses after that. So for example, if you wanted to do Control Z, this is what you would write. And you can even stack modifiers. So if you wanted to do Control Delete, you would write this. Now once you make sure that your work is saved, you want to open the config file and scroll down to where it says key matrix pins and delete the 3 #define lines that you currently see there and replace it with this. I'll leave this as a copy-pastable text in the description below. Basically, it's just #define, direct underscore pins in all caps, that weird bracket, followed by 2 spaces, a backslash, and then when you go to the next line, there's a tab, and then a bracket, and then the pins that your switches are connected to. And to find that, you basically look at the pins your switches are connected to and see which letter number combo it actually is according to this diagram. So after you save and close your work, you want to rename your folder to something else. I renamed mine to JohnMadLabs 10. And then you want to drag it into the keyboards folder inside of the QMK folder. So right here, as you can see, QMK firmware and then keyboards, and just drop it in there. And for your information, that is in users, your user, QMK firmware, and then keyboards. Then you want to open MSys2 64-bit. So then you want to type in this command right here, except you replace your username with your actual username right here. So I would put this, for example. And if you entered it right, you should see this yellow text right there. And so now you want to type QMK compile minus KB, the name of your keyboard, in my case, JohnMadLabs 10, and then minus KM, and then default. If you did everything right, it should compile and give you no errors. If you do have any errors, however, leave them in the comments or go to the QMK Discord, which is probably your best option for getting help. Okay, here comes probably the quickest and most fun part. So you first open QMK Toolbox, wait for it to load for like ever. Then click open, find your thing in QMK firmware build, right here, mine is JohnMadLabs 10. Then you want to pick the right chip, and then you want to ground the RST and ground pins on your Pro Micro. I'll have a couple pictures here of which pins they are. And you just take a screwdriver or something, ground those, plug your Pro Micro in, and it's just like that. Then you quickly click flash, or you could check mark the auto flash button beforehand, and it'll do it for you. And then you can test it out. So as you can see, it's working well, and that means we're done. Welcome back to the end of the video. Just remember that everything I used is in the description below, including the code that I used for my keypad, and the link to the QMK Discord, which is where you can get help for any firmware or troubleshooting issues. Now, if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you like my content, make sure to subscribe if you really want to. And if your maker friends need some new ideas, make sure to share this video with them, because they might be interested. Thank you guys for watching this video to the very end. I really hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to my next project. But for now, have a good day. Bye.